Hi Akshita, how are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. I was just checking how Aditi was doing.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, chalo. Let's start with okay. So there we go. Yesterday we spoke about value. We spoke about the result, process quality, price, customer access cost. Okay. So today we are going to again talk about what is value. So the channel perspective, from channel's perspective, what is value? From customer's perspective. So value is a series of activities and processes that provide a certain value for the consumer. So when you go to a supermarket, suppose, or if you go to an e-commerce site, okay, so all the activities that you do in a supermarket, or all the activities that you do in an Amazon platform or Grofers or Flipkart or Myntra platform, they have some processes. There are some activities and there are some processes, okay, that provides you certain value as a consumer, okay, that provides you certain convenience, that provides you certain emotions, that provides you, you know, certain ways to do your shopping and so on and so forth. So everything put together, there is this, there are certain activities and processes that happen in a channel, which actually takes you to that shopping experience. Okay? And in customer's perspective, value is a perception that the shopper has of the value chain. It is the view of all the benefits from a purchase versus the price paid. So basically, everything and anything you do, you get from that shopping experience. Starting from how is the shop, how is the ambience in the shop, what are the processes and systems in the shop, to the product quality, the product merchandising, everything, to the checkout experience, everything together. The consumer, you and me, have a perception. If I go to Big Bazaar, I will get this kind of an experience. I will get this kind of product. I will get this kind of benefits, this kind of features, this kind of advantages. And all these put together, including the shopping experience, shopping values, and the product values together, is the customer's perspective of value. And they always compare it with the price that they pay. If you go to a five-star restaurant, you know that I have to pay a very high price for the food there. However, you also know that I will get a great ambience there. I am very, very sure about the great quality of the food, which is prepared by the best of the chefs in the country. I will be very sure about the recipes there, very sure about the ingredients there. Okay, and the overall experience, the service there, and overall experience. And then I will compare that this is the price that I paid for all these things that I'm getting. And all those things, all those features, advantages, benefits of that particular process, along with the quality of the product that you're getting, quality of the food, quality of the service, etc. Okay, gives you the value, correct? Retail value chain. So it represents the total bundle of benefits offered to consumer through a channel of distribution. Store location itself is a part of the value chain. Because a retail store location, if it's close to you, you're happy. If it's too far from you, you're not so happy. There should be parking, retail ambience. How does what kind of ambience is there in retail? What kind of lighting, what kind of music, what kind of AC, what kind of decoration, okay, what kind of merchandising, everything put together. Customer service, brands, products, what are they having? The assortment of brands, the product quality, can by them, product quality, retailers in the stock, retailer stock position, whether the retailer has enough and more inventory stocks on the shelf. Shipping, if they have to ship the product to you, whether shipping is there, prices, whether the prices are good for you, image of that particular store, particular retail. Okay, just like yesterday we were discussing, Big Bazaar versus Spencer versus Reliance versus more, and so on, so many more. Okay. So Chroma versus Reliance versus Vijay Sales. So you compare the image of these chains to it, right? And then other elements of that particular location, particular retailer. Okay, all put together is the value chain for the consumer, starting from store location. Okay, starting from store location to the the ambience and the product and everything together is a value chain. Okay. Then we talk about the potential pitfalls to avoid in planning a value-oriented retail strategy. There, as we say, that some stores are very, very conscious about what value they are giving to their consumers or customers. Some stores are absolutely careless. So how do we plan that? What how do we plan that the potential pitfalls are not there? Okay, so planning value solely from a price perspective. Some retailers only think that if I give less price, that's the value for the consumers. Providing value enhanced services that customers do not want or will not pay extra for. Okay. Now, if you go to a store and they provide you with some service which you do not want to pay extra for, however they are providing it. Something like if you go to a store and there is somebody who is there is a boy, a store guy who is there with you to help you to carry your products. You're not ready to pay that extra money for that, right? However, the store is providing. So you will feel good. And there are so many other things. Okay, competing in the world value price segment. So I will tell you again one more way to look at it. You go to some of the stores, like possibly if you know about this store called Food Hall. It's a future proof because our group store which only sells food and huge number of imported food products. Okay, imported food products, imported dry fruits, and so on and so forth. You go to that store, there are so many things they will sample you, starting from a dry fruit to anything and everything that you go through, they'll be sampling. That's an extra service given. You can taste and then because it's a food product store, you will taste everything and then you will buy. This is not given by any other. This is an extra service, enhanced service for you. And you are not ready to pay for it. Still they give you. Competing in the wrong value price segment. Okay. So basically when you have opened a store, and you are in a segment, you are selling a segment of product of which is a wrong value price segment, whose value doesn't go with the price. They are either higher priced or they're at a very, very low price. They do not jive with the value of the product. If the value is too good a quality, has much high features, benefits, advantages, still you are selling at a low price, or the value is very low quality and you're selling it at a very high price. So it's a wrong value price segment, right? And you are competing in that segment. Something like you're competing with a dollar store. What is a dollar store? Everything available in a dollar price, $1. In India, there are 99 rupees stores. Everything available in the 99 rupees over there. And you're competing with that kind of a store who doesn't care anything about quality, who only feels that 99 rupees should be the price for anything and everything. Believe augmented elements alone created value. So if you remember, we spoke about product and we spoke about augmented product. Okay, so the core product, the basic product, then expected product, then augmented product. Augmented product is something which you do not expect and they are giving you that. Something like you've gone to a restaurant and they are giving you a welcome. Something that you have gone to a restaurant and they are giving you at the end of the dinner, they are giving you a dessert. These are augmented elements. Okay. So many stores, many sellers believe that augmented elements can only create value. That extra will only create value, and that's not right. Okay, so these are all potential pitfalls of planning. Okay, paying lip service to customer service. Okay, so many a times we are the best. We have the best customer service. We have return of all products. We have home delivery for all our purchases, all your purchases, and so on and so on. You have 10 list of customer service, and you do not do them. You do not obey them, and that becomes a pitfall. So when you're planning, if you promise anything, deliver that. So as they say, deliver what you promise, and promise only that you can. Okay? Value-oriented retail checklist is value defined from a consumer perspective. It doesn't matter whether you as a store, you as a seller define value. Does the consumer need that value? Does the consumer respect that value? Does the consumer want that value? Does it have that value? Does it have a value for the consumer or the customer? Does the retailer have a clear value price point? Okay, so does your value, when we say product worth this value, product worth this price? Okay, this product is worth this price. So does that retailer understand the value price point? That what product I will sell at 99 and what product I will sell at 299. Okay. Is the retailer's value position competitively defensible? Competitively defensible. It should not be so that you are giving values which your competition doesn't give anything, or they do not need to give. Okay. And you are not giving such values which your competitors give. So are you competitively defensible? Or can you defend yourself among the competition? Are channel partners capable of value enhancing services? So you are a seller, suppose you are a company who is selling products, and you have channel partners, your distributors, your modern trade retail stores, your e-commerce retail stores, and you are possibly giving value through enhanced services. Are your partners able to deliver that? Is your distributor able to deliver that? Is your superstockist able to deliver that? Is your C&S depot able to deliver that? Your e-commerce, modern trade, those stores able to deliver that? Does the retailer distinguish between expected and the augmented value chain elements? You remember now we spoke about the product, expected product. Every consumer expects something from a product. Apart from the core product, okay, they also expect something from the product. Something like, if I am buying a cake, the expectation is it should be good in taste, and it should be fresh. Okay? That's expected. And augmented is that when you are selling that cake, apart from good and fresh and looks nice, you are also giving some other things along with that cake. Some gifts with that, some candles with that cake. Okay, some greeting cards with that cake. That's an augmented product. That gives you an augmented value. So the retailer available, and is a retailer aware of what is expected and what is the augmented value chain? Has the retailer identified potential value chain elements? So what are the core of the product? What are the expected of the product? What are the augmented of the product? What are the what are the augmented of the product, and so on and so forth? What are the potential of the product? What are the extra services that I need to give to make my customers happy? Am I aware of all the potential value chain elements? Am I aware that my store also has to have a good ambience? It should be clean. In COVID times, am I aware that my store has to have safety precautions? Is the retailer's value-oriented approach aimed at a distinct market? So market segment, basically. Am I aware that which market segment am I catering? If I'm catering to suppose a very high household income market segment, or a very premium economy market segment, then of course I need to behave like that. My value chain should provide elements which has a relation to that, right? Is the retailer's value-oriented approach consistent? Does he maintain that value-oriented approach throughout the year? And creates an image that this store has this kind of values for us. They always sell great products. They always, care for the customer. They always maintain a great service. They promise what they deliver, and so on and so forth. Correct. Okay. So there we go. So we understand now the checklist that a retailer has to have for value orientation. And then there are more. Is the retailer's value effectively communicated? The values that the retailer provide, starting from the store location to the product and the quality, do they communicate that with the consumers and customers? Very important. How does a customer come to know that this store has great values? Okay. So they need to communicate. It's a part of their marketing, right? Can the target market clearly identify the retailer's position? So my market segment, which I'm targeting, do they understand my positioning? How do they make a clear, unique perception about me? That Spencer is better than Big Bazaar, or Big Bazaar is always great for product assortments. If that is the unique perception for consumers, does the target market identify that? Do they know about that? Does the retailer's positioning consider sales versus profits? Yeah. So there are two things in a business, right? Revenue and profits. So when I, as a retailer, I am a Big Bazaar, I am a Spencer, I am a More, I am a Reliance, do I consider my sales and profit, or I am always trying to please customers and give discounts and get more and more sales and do not care for profits? So do I say to my customer, do I position myself as a value for money customer? That I'm giving value, I don't compromise on values, and I'm selling the products and earning whatever necessary profits I need to earn. Customers respect that you give value for money. You earn profits, no issues, but you give value for money. Okay. Does the retailer set customers' satisfaction goals? So does he care for customer satisfaction? Is my customer satisfied, not satisfied? Does he care for that? And if he cares for that, does he set a goal? What should be the meaning of customer satisfaction for my consumers and customers? What will make them satisfied? Do I have a checklist of 1, 2, 3, 4? These are the goals I need to achieve to make my customers satisfied. Does the retailer measure customer satisfaction levels? Yes. Do they evaluate? Do they measure whether my customers are satisfied? Is the retailer careful to avoid the pitfalls in value oriented retail? We have spoken about the pitfalls 2 slides back, right? These 5 pitfalls. Okay. So is the retailer careful to avoid those pitfalls? Is the retailer always looking out for new opportunities that will create customer value? Okay. Can they add value at? Can they add value to their retail? Okay, to create more customer value. Okay, so retailing relationship from the factory to the warehouse to the vehicle, you come to the store. Okay, you buy products, you get to the checkout counter, and finally you purchase it, or you go to the website www, check out there and take your product. Okay, Customer service, expected customer, augmented customer. We have learned about it a little bit from school. What product? What is a product? Okay. So service is the service. Service is the service level that customers want to receive from any retailer, such as basic employee courtesy. Okay, expected customer. If I go to a retail, these are the basic things I would expect. Employee courtesy, I would expect. Honesty, I would expect. Integrity of that retailer, I would expect. Cleanliness of the store, I would expect. Hygiene of the store, I would expect. These are all expected service levels. And what is augmented? What do you want to give to the customers which the customers don't even expect? Service includes the activities that enhances the shopping experience and give retailer a competitive advantage. Enhances something more than what is expected by the customer. Maybe I give a great, ambience of the store. Music getting played, lighting. Okay. I give a nice, in my store, I give a nice spotlights to every section of my store. My store's merchandising is very, very different to others. My store's boards are very, very different to others. Okay. My overall customer experience is my store is everything absolutely different to others. I greet my customers inside the store and try to patronize them by giving them a welcome drink, by giving them a lot of experience, maybe a game zone, maybe a food zone or something like that, which a customer doesn't expect. Maybe a lounge to sit and rest. Okay. So let's go have a look at this YouTube. This is interesting.
Tonight on Nightline, one giant step. The economy may be struggling, but from strappy sandals to sexy stilettos, from cross trainers to Crocs, this shoe store is revolutionizing how business gets done.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City, this is Nightline.
If you're looking for a certain pair of shoes, there's a warehouse in Kentucky that probably has them. They've got 1,000 brands in just about every style, size, and color. 4 million pairs of shoes. 24 hours a day, they're boxing them up and shipping them out to shoe shoppers sitting in the comfort of home.
Good morning, and thank you for calling Zappos.com, where Elvis was once spotted in our warehouse looking for a pair of blue suede shoes.
This is Zappos.com, and what Amazon did for books, Zappos is doing for shoes. They're trying to revolutionize how business is done and how people work. The name is an adaptation of the Spanish word for shoe, and this year, 9 years after going into business, Zappos is on track to sell $1 billion worth of shoes.
You will have these shoes on Monday with our free upgrade.
And they're having a party doing it. One night, it was a toga party. Work hard, play hard.
You guys ready to have a good time?
Tour the Zappos offices, and there's a cheerfulness you won't find in the dour offices of corporate America.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming.
Every department has its own way of greeting visitors. Zappos is headquartered in Las Vegas, where they do have office carols like almost any other corporation. But right there in the middle, we may have missed him. There he is, Tony Hsieh, the emperor of shoes, with no more office space than Dilbert.
One of the things that's really important for us, actually probably the most important focus for Zappos, is to make sure we have the absolute best company culture. And part of our culture is just having a family-like atmosphere.
And at times it looks like one of those internet startups that disappeared when the bubble burst. Go! Here's the entire finance department racing Pinewood Derby cars in the office. But unlike those failed startups, last year Zappos made a 5% profit. Not bad.
And in multiples, how many times more than a call center worker do you make?
I don't have a calculator, but my salary is $36,000 a year. So I think some of them make more than me.
Some of the people in the call center make more?
Yeah.
Of course, he can afford it. Just a few years out of college, Shay sold an internet company to Microsoft for $265 million. But you wouldn't know it.
How many pairs of shoes do you have?
I probably have about 10 pairs right now, but prior to Zappos, I used to have one pair that I would wear for 2 years until it had holes in it and then buy the same pair again.
So you're not that into shoes?
I'm not that into shoes.
What he's into is building a company where people love to work and customers like doing business.
We just want to be about the very best customer service and the very best customer experience.
Selling shoes over the internet would seem difficult. People want to try them on, see the size and color. Zappos overcame that with free shipping, both ways. Order as many shoes as you like. You have a year, 365 days to return what you don't want.
Okay, and then once we get it back in, it can take 48 hours to process back in, but we'll refund you for the $41.
And if they treat the customers well, they do pretty well by the employees, too. Free food is always available in the cafeteria.
So even the snacks are free. We go E5.
There we go.
Almond Joy.
But that's nothing. The company also pays 100% of medical and dental benefits.
Why in this world is it such a revolutionary idea to treat your employees and your customers well?
Yeah, I think just because you don't really see the payoff right away. You see the payoff, a year, 2 years, sometimes 3 years down the line.
It's a great day here at Zappos. This is Stephanie. How can I help you?
At the heart of the Zappos revolution is the call center, where actual human beings answer the phone.
Hi, Patty. How are you doing?
A lot of companies have learned that they can be rude to their customers, they can give them bad service, they can even not answer the telephone, and people still have to do business with them.
Right, and right today, that's because they don't really have a choice.
How can I help you today?
95% of Zappos' business comes over the internet, but they spend a lot of time and money training people to talk to customers on the phone. There's a 4-week training course that every single employee, from the executives on down, are required to take, even if their jobs don't usually require talking with customers.
Well, I'll be happy to help you out with that. Do you know your order number? Oh, yes. You don't know your order number. Okay, no problem. Do you have a phone number that would be on your account?
Sari Levine already works in the design department, but she was a member of the latest call center class. And just before they were hired, she and the rest were offered cash to walk away.
We are actually increasing the offer to $2,000, but today is the last day where you can choose it. We offer the money to trainees to quit because we really want to make sure that people that are working at Zappos are truly passionate about the company, and this is the place that they want to be.
Very few take it.
Are you ready to get started?
For the graduates, there's a ceremony. Pomp and circumstance, diplomas, the Zappos Pledge.
I'm on a Zappos mission to live and deliver wow. I'm on a Zappos mission to live and deliver wow. Armed with core values, I'm going to start now. Armed with core values, I'm going to start now.
They actually do have a list of 10 core values to work by.
Create fun and a little weirdness.
It's just a fun way of saying that we really respect and celebrate everyone's individuality.
Pursue growth and learning. Do a lot of people tend to get kind of stuck?
I think it's just really important for people to feel engaged. They always need to feel like they're learning and growing.
I noticed immediately coming in at the graduation ceremony, and people are smiling and laughing and clapping and making jokes, but you're very reserved.
Yeah, and that's part of what I mean when I say I'm not the one that is saying, okay, here's what the culture should be.
Well, why isn't your phone center in India?
Because we don't think you're going to be able to give great customer service by outsourcing it. And for us, if customer service is what our brand is going to be about, then you can't outsource that. If a customer is looking for a specific pair of shoes and we're out of stock of their size, say, everyone here is trained to look on at least 3 competitor websites. And if they find the shoe in stock on the competitor, direct the customer to the competitor. And that,
What do you get out of that? Somebody else sells the shoes.
Yeah, we lose that sale.
What they get, they think, is customer loyalty. 75% of their business is people who come back. And part of their training is exposing employees to every part of the business. Remember Sari Levine? After finishing her training at the call center, she's now shipping shoes in Kentucky.
So it tells you that you're looking for a Rockport, and your last number is going to be 3184.
Part of the training program, we call it KY Boot Camp. We go to our Kentucky fulfillment center, and you understand every single aspect of how the warehouse works.
Now Zappos is branching into things like clothing and electronics. They're not stuck on shoes.
And so we'll listen to our customers and try out different suggestions. They even suggested cookware, so we're selling cookware.
So you have customers who like you so much they just want to do business with you almost no matter what it is they're buying.
Yeah, we have received emails from customers that have asked us to start an airline, and we're not going to do that this year, but 30 years from now, I wouldn't rule out a Zappos Airlines.
In that case, you'd probably have to pay for shipping. This is Brian Rooney for Nightline in Las Vegas.
I believe you liked it. It's a wonderful, wonderful video to tell what actually a company value chain means. Company's value chain to the customer means, the company's value chain to the company themselves. Okay? So it includes even the employee happiness, it includes employee satisfaction and company's customer satisfaction. Right? Everything put together. So going ahead, expected versus augmented levels of customer service. Expected must have elements do not differentiate retailer, while the absence of these expected values provide anguish. Presence does not provide satisfaction. Okay, something which is expected is expected. Okay, so if they are there, those expected values are there, those expected elements are there, customers are okay, they are happy. Okay, it provides them satisfaction. However, if they are not there, okay, if they are not there, then customers are not very happy. Okay. If they're there, it doesn't provide an extra satisfaction. It doesn't provide satisfaction. It's supposed to be there. It's there. It doesn't provide extra satisfaction or happiness to the customer. It is so I'm paying, so it's supposed to be there. If it is not there, then consumers, customers are not happy. Okay. Augmented services that can provide a competitive advantage. Particularly when expected ones, all retailers are supposed to provide the same. They're supposed to provide a cash counter, they're supposed to be honest, they're supposed to have integrity, they're supposed to have cleanliness, and so on and so forth. So their presence of those elements do not provide happiness. However, for augmented elements, if you're providing something more than the customer, the competition, of course the customers have. That's a competitive advantage for you. So possibly a double warranty, a special delivery, product demonstration, half-an-hour delivery for goods at your homes, at your doorstep, and so on and so forth. In the last video, a 365 days return policy. That's truly an augmented element, right? And that provides a lot of customer satisfaction, extra customer satisfaction. Classifying customer service, type of service offered, basic, extended, and above and beyond. That's basically potential. Okay. Employees, first example is employee to answer questions, nearby parking, ease of shopping. These are basic core. This has to be there with the product, with the experience, with the store. Extended is something, of course, multiple payment options, self-service checkpoint, checkout points, electronic coupons. Okay. These are a little beyond the basics. Okay. Not expected. I won't say they are absolutely augmented. However, that's good to have. certain things are must have and certain things are good to have. So extended are things which are good to have. Basics are things which are must have. Okay. And above and beyond, return accepted after expiration date, free delivery, empowered employee. They are augmented. Employees themselves can take decisions. Free delivery to any distance, and so on and so forth. Little bit of augmented, more than what is expected, more than what is extended. Correct. Very, very important. Three aspects: basic, extended, and above and beyond. Fundamental decisions: what customer services are expected and what customer services are augmented for a particular retailer. These are decisions which is needed to be done with a lot of research. You need to really have a good customer research, consumer research to understand what are expected by the consumers and what can make the consumers, extra satisfied, extra happy. Okay. What level of customer service is proper to complement a firm's image? So if you are building an image, what kind of service do you need to provide to the customers? How can they jive together? The image, talks about your services. Should there be a choice of the customer service? There are certain customer services which will give you an additional, competitive advantage, and that can be a choice. That can be a choice. That may not be a regular customer service. There should be a choice. That should be a choice. Should customer service be free? That's a big question. Some organizations do not give customer service free. Some organizations provide them. We feel that customer service is a part of their value chain and that should come free. However, some customers do not give them free. If you are asking for parking, then you need to pay for parking. If you're asking for, AC lounge, you need to pay for that AC lounge. Okay, and so on and so forth. How can a retailer measure the benefits of providing customer service? Even in the paid customer service, there are sometimes in a retail store, if you need a help inside the store with somebody, a boy or a girl who helps carry your products, you need to possibly pay. Okay. In an airlines, if you need somebody to escort you, you may not pay for some airlines. In some airlines, you possibly need to pay. Okay. How can a retailer measure the benefits of providing customer service against their cost? Okay. So what are the benefits that I'm going to provide for customer service against their cost? How will they measure that? That these are the customer service, this is the cost of those customer service. And these are the benefits coming out of the customer service. I'm getting some extra sales, I'm getting some extra customer satisfaction points. I'm getting some loyal customers. Do I know how to measure them? How can customer service be terminated? If I need to stop a customer service tomorrow, I need to stop my parking in my retail tomorrow. How can I do that? How can I terminate that? If I need to stop giving credit to the customers tomorrow, how can I terminate that? Or any one of them. You have given some extended service, multiple payment options, self-service checkout options. I want to stop that tomorrow, terminate that tomorrow. Can I do that? Okay. Typical customer service is credit, delivery, alterations, installations, packaging, gift wrapping, complaints, returns handling, gift certificates, trade-ins. Trade-ins are basically exchanges, trial purchases, special sales, extended store hours, mail and phone orders. These are typical customer services. Okay. Miscellaneous customer services, bridal registry, interior designers, personal shoppers, ticket outlets, parking, water fountains, payphones, baby strollers, restrooms, restaurants, babysitting, fitting rooms, beauty salons, fur storage, shopping bags, information. Shopping bag is a big customer service, by the way. In today's scenario in India, if you have to have a shopping bag, you have to buy it. That's not free anymore. 5 years back or 3 years back, it was free. The government has said that no. If you are giving a plain shopping bag, okay, then it can be free. If you are giving a shopping bag with your brand name, that cannot be. Okay. Customer service and turning around weak customer service. How do you do that? Okay. So example, long checkout lines. Solution, open more checkout lines and self-checkouts. Insufficient payment options, accept both cash and credit, increase number of credit cards, etc. Limited return policy, enhance exchange policy, research competition and return policies. Heavy reliance on self-service, add personnel to be more personal, use interactive kiosks to enhance the shopping experience. Okay. So basically, what you're saying, you add more people, you add more people to help the customers who are coming in those self-service stores, and use interactive kiosks. Those are all benefits that you're going to give. Those are the solutions to these kind of problems. Inadequate store hours, encourage customers to shop at website, open for long store hours. Okay. Types of loyalty program, additional discounts at register, not a real loyalty program. So one free with every end items, easily copied, no customers. Retail based on cumulative purchase, rebates based on cumulative purchase. Customer maintained records can develop heavy programs like it. Okay, so this one actually rebates on cumulative purchase actually provides a good loyalty benefit. Okay. Targeted offerings and mailing basis based on purchase history. Okay, so on basis of your purchase history, if Big Bazaar starts mailing you different offers, that's one way to have loyal customers. Okay. Test, for example, market research staffs know more about my customer than board chairperson. Okay. So the market research people, they know more about their customers than the board chairperson. Okay. So you need to actually be very, very closely monitoring your customers. That's what it means. Okay. So there are plenty of other loyalty programs, particularly if you go to credit card companies, if you go to oil, petrol stations, just so as I was saying, there are plenty of loyalty programs which have evolved in the last 10 years, particularly for petroleum your petrol pumps. Okay, they give you loyalty points. Cards, credit cards, they give you loyalty points. Debit cards, credit card and debit card, all cards. If you do a card purchase, you get continuously loyalty points. If you go to hotels, they will give you membership cards, and they will keep on adding points to your cards, and those are great loyalty. Sometimes you actually go and get benefits like movie tickets, and there are companies who handle these loyalties. Like Payback handles these loyalties for ICICI Bank and many other banks. Okay, so you keep on gathering points there, and you can redeem them for different products in life, and they are great loyalty programs. Okay. So you can go and even buy products from retail stores with these kind of loyalty program points. Okay. Reward program categories: economic, hedonistic, social, relational, informational, and function. So you continue to get reward programs, as I said, for Payback. Payback is a company who handles the loyalty plans, loyalty programs for banks. Okay, so bank credit cards. Okay, so you keep on bank credit cards, or even petrol pumps, and even airlines and all. So you keep on adding points there, and you can redeem them for different things in your life. Okay. So types of economic loyalty program: additional discounts at register, not a real loyalty program, as they said. Okay. Okay. A one free with every N items purchase is the copied, no customer returns. Okay. It remains based on community purchase. Customer maintains record. Okay. Targeted offerings, so made in the same thing. Principle of category management. Retailers listen more to customers. Very, very important. Profitability is improved because inventory more closely match demand. Because you are listening to customers, you are addressing customers' needs. So whatever customers' needs, wants, desires are, you are supposed to satisfy their needs, wants, desire with your inventory, with your product assortment. By being better focused, each department is more desirable for shoppers. Okay, so if you have a better focus on your grocery, so shoppers will desire that more. You have better focus for your apparels, shoppers will desire that more. If you have a better focus for electronics, then shoppers will desire that more in this. Retail buyers are given more responsibilities and accountability for category basis. Okay, so these are the categories. Suppose food is a category, electronics is a category, apparels is a category, appliances is a category. If you go to any big store, you will have this kind of. Personal care is a category. Okay, so retail buyers, the buyers who buy these, categories, they are called retail buyers. Okay, they are given responsibility for accountability, profit and loss of these categories. What assortments you are buying, what price you are buying at, how much profit you are generating by selling that category. Okay, your food category, even in a category there are subcategories. In foods, they are snacking category, they are groceries, they are imported food category, and so on and so forth. Electronics, there are different categories. Electronic appliances, there are different subcategories. So there are category managers, category buyers, retail buyers. They have the responsibility to do that business. So they are profit and loss owners. They have to give account. They are accountable for the profit and loss of that business. So they have to buy at lowest cost, sell at the highest possible price so that they get enough margins, enough profits. Retailers and suppliers must share. Not only that, they have to also look at the different assortment. What products they should buy that sells fast, because then only they'll be rolling off, of their money. Then only the cash conversion will be fast, and then only they will have returns on their investment. Correct? Retailers and suppliers must share data and be more computerized. So retailers, suppliers. So I am a company. I am supplying to Big Bazaar. I also need to have data. The retailer Big Bazaar also needs to have data. They need to share their data to each other so that they become more, they work more data oriented. They have the right product at the right price at the right time for the customers. They have more information about the customer. They have more information about each other. A retailer has information about the supplier, what he is manufacturing, what is in his inventory. A supplier has information about the retailer, what is his inventory, how much do I need to supply him. Okay, what are the products that get stuck up? Should I give them some offer for clearance of their product, and so on and so forth. They complement each other in doing business. Okay, retailers and suppliers must plan together. Okay, they should plan together. They cannot work individually. They should plan together. They should strategize together so that each and every supplier's products get sold well in the retailer, and each and every retailer gets supplied by the supplier's product at the right time, at the right place, at the right price. Correct. So they need to plan together. And this planning is usually called a JBP, joint business plan, which many retailers do nowadays. Almost all big retailers do once in a quarter or once in 6 months. The retailer and suppliers sit together mostly once in a quarter, once in 3 months. They sit and decide what is next, what are the gaps in my business, what are the pitfalls I am getting into, and they address them. They do better business every time they do this plan. Okay. Category benefit for juice. Let's get into another video. Okay. No, I don't think I'm able to find this particular video. Let's go to the next one. So, elements contributing to effective channel relationship. Okay, so effective relationship, all these elements are important. So, final consumer orientation. So, not only the retail store proprietor, but even the employee should have a consumer orientation. They should focus at the consumer. Consumer is at the center. Common positioning goals. Okay, how do I position my brand? How do I position my retail organization? Okay, what are my common goals? Okay, input into channel decisions. Okay. So what are the, when I'm a company and I'm trying to maintain a relationship with the channel. Okay, I need to give inputs as a company employee. I need to give inputs for channel decision. Which channel I'm going to focus on? Which channel should be my key channel, my anchor channel? Should I focus more on e-commerce, or should I focus more on modern trade, or should I focus more on general trade, or should I focus more on out-of-home food channel? Whatever. Okay. Trust, fairness, reliability, communication, these are of course big elements for effective relationship with your customers. Okay. Consistency, whatever you do consistently. It's not like today I'm giving discounts, tomorrow I stop discount. Today I'm known, I am positioned as a discount store, tomorrow I am not positioned as a discount store. No, you can't do that. I need to be also consistent about the activities I perform in the store. I should be focusing on the activities that I perform, and that should be consumer oriented, customer oriented. Proper lead time for everything, lead time for my inventory management, lead time for any promotions, lead time for any pricing changes, and equitable profit distribution. Okay, marketing support, timeliness of payments, and inventory plan. So timeliness of payments to the suppliers and my vendors, my marketing support. Okay, marketing basically talking about communication and promotion support. Inventory planning across the stores, across the warehouses, so that my customers, there is no time when my, there is a stock out situation in the store. So we say it's out of stock, out of shelf condition. Okay. 3 kinds of service retailing: rented food service, leased cars, hotel rooms, carpet cleaning equipment, and there are so many. Owned food service, rented food service, owned food service, and non-food services. Okay, so rented food service, this is something which you do not own, you go pay, take the service and move on. So leased cars, hotel rooms, carpet cleaning equipment. Your normal area, normal services that you do for your household equipments, cleaning services, so on and so forth. Owned goods services, plumbing, appliance repair, and so on and so forth. This is your own goods. You have a washing machine, it's broken, then you need to go and get it repaired. Plumbing service at home, these are all services, right? Gardening service, this is also, you have a garden, you are owning something, you want to get service. Car service, non-food service. These are haircuts, professional services, physicians, lawyers, doctors, okay, chefs, whoever are professional, chartered accountants, tax consultants, and so on and so forth. Okay. So what are the 3? Rented goods service, owned goods service, and non-food services. Okay. So we know what services are, correct? We learned about it. What is the difference between goods and services? Intangibility, inseparability, perishability, and variability. Okay. So what's intangibility? Managing unique characteristics of service retailing. Intangibility, display, distribute customers' testimonials. So if you have intangibility, is something which you can't see, can't taste, it's intangible. You can't use your 5 senses to evaluate it. Okay, you can't see, you can't hear, you can't smell, you can't taste, you can't touch. So what do? You can display and distribute customer testimonials. If there are customers who are happy, they will give you testimonials, display and distribute that. That's how you manage unique characteristics of that particular service. Explain in details how the service will be performed and what the expected results will be. That's how you communicate to the customer. That's how you sell to the customers. You are going to sell the benefits of that particular service, and you will also tell them how this service will be performed. Have strong, clearly stated guarantees of performance. Okay, so you have to get trust of your customer, right? Confidence of your customer. So tell them that I'm going to give guarantee of this performance. And of course, warranty is there, because anything happens, I'm going to be there to make it correct. Be competitively priced. You cannot be overpriced or underpriced. Be competitively priced. You cannot charge double of your competitor for the same service, unless the quality is too different. You're going to 2 doctors who treat the same thing, possibly 2 physicians with same kind of education background, same kind of experience. Both of them can't charge too differently. One cannot charge 1,000 rupees, other cannot charge 5,000 rupees. They should be competitive. Okay. And of course, these kind of services, the doctors and lawyers, they also depend on the kind of experience they have. Okay. So there are sometimes competitive word doesn't come there. However, if it's a car service, competitive word does come in. If it's a hair salon, the competitive word does come there. Okay. Inseparability. Inseparability is the customer and the service cannot be separate. If you have to have a haircut, you have to be at the salon as a customer present there, right? So prominently promote major points of distinction with competition. So what do? You tell the customer that in my salon, I use these cosmetics, I cut your hair like this, these are my experiences and so on. And so you absolutely distinctly tell the customer about, clearly tell the customer about the differences that you have with the competition, points of difference, PODs. At the time the service is completed, encourage customers to schedule appointment for a follow-up service visit. Okay. So because the customer is there with you, the client is there with you, encourage the customer to come back to you for a follow-up service, or at least a follow-up call. If possible, rotate employees who interact with the customer each time, then buy a service so that customers do not leave if a popular employee goes elsewhere. Okay. So customer should not be, relying on one employee. Okay. So keep rotating employees so that customer gets confidence about all the employees, all the different employees, and feels that if this employee is not there, there's no problem. I can get the similar service or same service from another employee. They should have enough trust and confidence on all the employees. Call customers after a service is performed to demonstrate the firm's interest in them. Because the customer is always attached to that service, maintain a relationship with that customer to build up the trust and confidence. So keep in touch with him to find out whether everything is okay, to show him that I'm interested. I'm interested in your success. Okay. Perishability. Services cannot be stored. They cannot have inventory, right? Can you have an inventory of a haircut? Can you have an inventory of a doctor visit? No. Carefully plan each workday to optimize services, visits, or calls. So just because you do not have an inventory of a car service, so you need to plan carefully how many cars you will be able to service well that particular day and optimize your service, give the best service to the customer. Be prepared to do alternative tasks if the weather is bad. If you do not get enough work, then be prepared to do something else, because you do not have storage of that service. You can't store that service that you prepare and store it. No. So you should have alternative arrangements also. Offer appropriate other services that are popular during off-season. So to continue your business, you need to have alternatives. There should not be a seasonality effect on overall business. So you should have different services that you can provide if there is an off-season kind of thing. Okay. Be willing to work longer hours during peak periods and fewer hours during slower time, of course, because service is service. It's at that particular moment you have to provide it. So if there is a huge rush, there's a huge demand for that particular service, be ready to put longer hours. And when there's lesser demand, of course, we can put lesser hours. And finally, variability. Okay, what is variability? Two services are not same every time. So a doctor treating you today and the doctor treating you tomorrow will have a lot of difference. The way the doctor speaks, the way the doctor writes the prescription, the way the doctor diagnoses, the way the doctor tests you, everything is different. Car service doesn't have a standard. There's no standard manufacturing process here that I will manufacture and deliver. Standard manufacturing process. There's nothing like that. Every time there is a variation. So how do you manage that? Develop and implement systematic procedures for performing this as much as possible. Make systems and processes, including a series of steps to be undertaken every time the same service is administered. So the same, every time your car needs to get serviced, you need to service a car, make a system and process for the whole service, one after the other, with timelines, with clear, minute details, so that the variability reduces. You can deliver more and more standard service. Okay. Train employees well. Your employees should be very well trained that their services, each and every time they're doing small little things, they have standardized. Computerize as many steps as possible, such as inputting customer information, verifying that each step has been completed, and billing. These are things which you can, of course, standardize. You should not have a variability in billing process. Variability in customer, know your customer details, inputting. Regularly observe employees' action to be sure they are done correctly. So keep monitoring your employees. Every employee should be sincere and committed to deliver the same kind of quality service to their customers every time, so that the variability reduces. Okay. Lessons in service retailing. Base decision on what the customer wants and express from it. Best practices. Your decision should be based on what customers want and so every time you're seeing that customers' wants and needs are the core thing. Everything focuses on that. Everything works around that. Think and act in terms of entire customer experience. Starting from welcoming to the customer to the customer's exit from that service, everything should be well planned and well executed so that the customer has a great experience. Continuously improve all the parts of the customer's experience. Continuously, there should be a process of continuous improvement. Whatever little value addition that you can do for the customer to enhance the customer experience. Employ and reward workers who can build customer relationships. So if there are employees who does a better job, always reward them so that they get encouraged to do more better. Employ and reward those customers who can enhance the customer relationship, customer experience. Train employees to cope up with emotional cost of service retailing. So service retailing, most of the time, interaction directly with the customer, because it's inseparable. The customer has to be there. Okay. So there's an emotional cost, because each and every customer is different. They have their difference in, interaction. So the employees needs to be tuned to that. They need to cope up with the emotional costs. Okay. Some customers shout, some customers abuse, and whatever. They should be able to cope up with those emotional challenges, right? Create and sustain a strong customer service orientation. So there should be a very, very strong customer service orientation within the employees. Customers first should be the kind of attitude that should be built in the culture of the organization. Okay. Correct mistakes as they are uncovered and avoid failing customer twice. So as they say, do as many mistakes as possible. However, do not repeat them. So as and when you find mistakes done, uncover it, mend it, and do not do it again. Okay. Empower your customers to co-produce their own service experience. So sometimes it's a good idea that customers give them enough power, give them enough independence to work with your employees together and enhance the customer experience, own that service experience. It helps there. Something like, car wash, or maybe in a petrol pump, you're filling your own petrol. There's no person to help you to fill the petrol. In a car wash section of a service center, the customer himself stands there and operates the machine to wash his own car. It's a co-experience of the customer, and he feels proud of it. Get your managers to lead from the front, not from the top. Very important. What it means is that the managers also interact with the customer. That enhances the customer experience, trust, and confidence. Treat all of your customers as if they were guests. Yes, that's very, very important. Customers are gods, as they say. They are guests. As they say, Atiti Devo Bhava in India. That's true everywhere. So do not only make them guests, make them gods. Okay. There are a lot of technologies which have come. We all know about these technologies. Okay. Cameras have come, iPads, computers, Wi-Fi, and so on and so forth. So much has come technology for customers. Use them as much as possible. Okay. Let me see whether this one works. Right? So apps are doing wonders across the world now. Millions and billions of apps to interact with customers, and they are improving by the day. Every day you have new features, new updates in app, which makes a great user experience and user interface for consumers. Okay, and consumers are slowly feeling more and more confident and trustworthy. These apps are becoming more and more trustworthy for the consumers to do their purchases, right? Examples of consumerism in retailing: proper testing of items for safety issues. Okay. Programming cash registers not to accept payments for recalled goods. Charging fair prices for goods in short supply. Home Depot plywood example in Hariton. Forget it. Age labeling of toys and warning labels on goods beyond legal requirements, and so on and so forth. So these are consumer-oriented retailing, actions, retailing elements. What a retailer needs to look at, what the company needs to look at when you're consumer oriented. When consumerism is in the mind of the company and the retailer. So all safety measures needs to be taken care. All safe and secure payment methods needs to be taken care. All crisis products, fair pricing needs to be taken care. Once upon a time, there was a time when crisis used to be a time for people to make money. You have a crisis of a product, the retailer would charge more for that. Today, that's very, very important that if you need to maintain your image as a good retailer, fair price for products which are short supply is very, very important. Age labeling of toys. You will go to any toy stores today, and every toy, every games would have an age label there. Very important. Warning levels for goods beyond legal requirement. Okay. So which are safe goods, which are not safe goods, what are the legal requirements they are maintained there. Right? That's what consumerism is. You are taking at the welfare of the consumer. Okay. So sales in the stores, very often we go and we see these kind of window displays. Okay, understanding an American Disability Act. So a store should be friendly to challenge customers, physically challenge customers. Okay. So that's very important. Nowadays, this is becoming a very, very important aspect of a good retailer. Okay. Especially able people should be able to do their shopping conveniently inside a store. So that's it for this particular module. Let me take you to the next one. We are getting into another chapter, interesting chapter for strategic planning and retailing. So retail strategy, the overall plan or framework of action that guides the retailer. So how does Big Bazaar decide to make his retail store, worth the consumer's experience? How does he want it to flourish? How does he want to do business in the future? So that's the strategy framework, right? So let's understand that the overall plan or framework of action that guides the retailer is 1 year in duration. Okay. Outlines missions, goals, consumer market, overall and specific activities and control mechanisms. Okay. So mission, basically how do I want to do my business? That's my mission. My goals, my objective, there can be profit goals, there can be consumer satisfaction goals, there can be many other goals. What market segment, consumer market segment am I going to address? Overall and specific activities that I'm going to do in my retail, and the control and evaluation mechanism. Not only control mechanism, also evaluation, measurement mechanism. And usually it's a 1 year in duration. Correct? Benefits of strategic retail planning provides through analysis of requirements for doing business for different types of retailers. Every retailer has, has different requirements to do business, right? So this provides, the strategic planning provides that analysis, that what do I require to do my business. Every retailer has different business. A supermarket, a consumer supermarket has a kind of a business. Electronic supermarket has a different kind of business. The apparel supermarket has a different kind of business. Apparel e-commerce has a different kind of business. B2B e-commerce has a different kind of business. So everybody has certain different distinct requirements. So what are those requirements? To analyze those requirements, retail strategic planning. Okay. Outlines retailers' goals. Every retailer has a particular goal, not only profit goals, not only revenue goals. A small retailer or general trade retailer possibly wants to become a self-service counter. From a self-service counter, he wants to be a regional supermarket chain. From a regional supermarket chain, he can become a national supermarket chain. So he has particular goals. So what are those goals? It helps to outline these goals. Allows retailer to determine how to differentiate itself with the competitor. So that uniqueness, the point of difference and point of parity with the competitor to position themselves nicely, greatly in the minds of consumers. Strategic planning helps that. Allows retailers to develop an offering that appeals to a group of customers. So addresses a group of customers or a particular segment of customers. Okay. Offers an analysis of legal, economic, and competitive environment. So overall market environment. Strategic planning also offers an analysis of that there, because outside the store there is a bigger environment, the macro environment, the legal environment, the economic environment, the competitive environment. Okay. So it helps them to analyze that. Provides for the coordination of firms' total efforts. So everything that a company does or shall or will do, it provides a base for coordination of it, integration of everything, and encourages anticipation and avoidance of crisis. So if you have done a real good strategic planning, you can avoid crisis, you can anticipate crisis. Okay. And this strategic plan encourages you to do that. Be prepared for that crisis. Okay. So when we talk about elements of retail strategy, starting from situation analysis, if if I am making a retail store, okay, what are my organization mission? Why am I making that store? What do I want to go to with that store? Do that with that business. Ownership and management opportunities. What should be the ownership like? Should it be a proprietorship? Should it be a partnership? Should it be a trust? Should it be what kind of ownership will you have? What kind of management will that have? What kind of goods and service category will I handle? From there, I need to make my objectives, goals, sales goal, profit goal, satisfaction of public goal, that's customer satisfaction goal, image goal, and many, many other goals. Identification of customers, my segment of customers who I'm going to address, mass marketing, concentrated marketing, differentiated marketing, niche marketing, what am I going to do? Overall strategy, controllable variables, uncontrollable variables. My price is possibly a controllable variable. My packaging is not an uncontrollable variable. My assortment is possibly a controllable variable. My suppliers are possibly not a controllable variable. Okay. Specific activities, daily and short-term operations, responses to environment, control, evaluation, adjustments, measurement. Okay. And these are the six steps that we take when we do the strategy, any kind of strategy. Not only retail strategy, any kind of strategy. So organizational mission, retailers' commitment to a type of business and to a distinct role in the marketplace. Okay. So what is your commitment? What kind of business do you want to do? What is your role in the market? Do you want to be an electronic supermarket? Or do you want to be a marketplace for all the Apple stores or Apple companies like Myntra? Or do you want to be a marketplace for everything and anything like Amazon? Okay. So what kind of a market, where do I belong in the marketplace? And what kind of business do I want? Okay. And so leadership lessons from retail executives. Communication is the key to everything. Some of the few quotes you can see here. Never let anybody outwork you. Be flexible, stubborn. Never give up. The more you make other people successful, the more successful you will be. Remember this. So partner with your customers and try and make them successful. Find truth in trials and lessons in mistake. So find truth in trials and lessons in mistakes. When you have done mistake, that's a lesson for you. Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. And learn that. Have a 5 years goal. They say that minimum have a 5 years goal. You develop strength through the adversity. You have to keep moving towards your goal through huge obstacles. Okay. Truth in trials, lessons in mistakes. So more you try, you come closer to truth. The more you do mistakes, the more you learn. Okay. There is only one boss, that's customer. As I said, customer is the king, customer is the god, customer is the guest, everything. Be open. Your way is not necessarily the only way or the right way. Be open to learn. Don't think that I'm always right. No. There are other alternatives too. Okay. Dream bigger. Steve Jobs says, dream bigger. Always dream big. Hire and work with people better and smarter than yourself. Okay. because finally they are going to tell you. When you find your passion and hold on to it, you can't get too focused on worrying about what's going to happen. What's going to happen is not in your control, so do not focus much there. Institution is the doorway to release your genius. The intuition is the doorway to release your genius. If you have an intuition, work towards it. And possibly there is a genius in you that will get it. Okay. Lancet mission statement. Lancet is a global multi-channel retailer designing and selling classically styled apparel, swimwears, and outwears for women, men, and kids, plus a complete line of home products, luggages, and seasonal kits. We provide our customers with the highest levels of service in our industry, unparalleled quality and value, and an univocal ironclad guarantee. This is their mission statement. We provide our customers with highest level of service in our industry, unparalleled quality and value, and an univocal ironclad guarantee. This is the meaning of their organization. What do they want to do? How do they want to be known? How do they want to be recognized by their customers? Okay. Core value statements of LL Beans. There's another company, LL Beans. Outdoor heritage, the natural environment, and the outdoor experience. Integrity, 100% guarantee of satisfaction. Services, test customers like human beings. Treat customers like human beings. Respect for all public. Perseverance and long-term perspective. These are the core value statements of this particular company. Every company has principles and values. So after mission, you need to have before mission, you need to have a vision, then core values, okay? And then you need to really focus on ownership and management, as they said. So is it sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation, a trust? What is it? These are all legal terminology. Sole proprietorship is basically an unincorporated retail firm owned by one person. Partnership is, of course, you're having partners, 2 or more persons who are involved, each with a financial interest. And a corporation is a retail firm that is formally incorporated under state law. It is a legal entity apart from its offices. So there are board of directors. It's not owned by a single person. It's a corporate. That's where the name corporate comes from. It's a legal entity run by board of directors, a chairman who is also part of the board. Okay, and there is also one more, which is a trustee. Okay. So that's something like Tata Trust. Okay. The company has given the ownership to that trust, and the trust runs as a non-profit organization for themselves. However, all the profits that they earn, they use it to enhance the society and the business overall. Checklist to consider when starting a new business. Of course, the self-assessment and business choice, evaluate your strengths and weaknesses, name of the business, extra commitment paragraph. This is basically an example. Okay. Overall retailing plan, state your philosophy of business, choose an ownership form, state your long and short-term goals, analyze your customer from their point of view, research your market size and store location, quantify the total retail sales of your goods, services category in your trading area, analyze your competition, quantify your potential market share, develop your retail strategy, store location, operations, merchandising, pricing, and more, store image and promotions. Okay, so self-assessment. Okay, self-assessment, when there are 2 more, the commitment paragraph. Why should you be in the business? Why open a new business rather than acquire an existing business? Or become a member of a franchisee chain? Describe the type of retail business that fits your strengths and desires. What will make it unique? What will be the business for offer customers? What will the business offer to customers? How will you capitalize on the differences of companies? So this is a self-assessment. Then this is the overall plan. Then this is a financial plan. What level of funds will you need to get started and get through the first year? Where will they come from? Determine the first year's profit, return of investment, and salary that needs to need and want. Project monthly cash flow and the profit and loss statement, what sales will be needed to or break even during the first year, what will you do if these fields are not reached, and organization detail plan. Describe your personal plan, okay, organization plans and policies. List the job you will and want to do and those you dislike, cannot do or do not want to do. Outline your accounting and inventory systems. Note your insurance plans. Okay. Specify how day-to-day, these are basically mostly into the operation kind of day-to-day kind of thing. Specify how day-to-day operations will be conducted for each aspect of your strategy. Review this risk you face and how you plan to cope with them. That's just a format to tell you that how you strategize, how you put your strategies into a piece of paper. It's basically, sometimes it's also called a SOAP, strategy on a page. Okay. And this kind of format is, there are many different kind of formats which are used for a strategy on a page. Checklist for purchasing an existing retail business. So these are the things that you need to do. Why the seller placing the business up for sale? How much are you paying for the goodwill? Have sales inventory levels and profit figures been confirmed by your accountant? Will the sellers produce you to his or her customers and stay on during the transition period, and so on and so forth. This is basically called due diligence. If you're buying another company, you're buying another retail, something like Walmart bought over Flipkart. So they have to do a due diligence. They have to find out a lot of things. They have to do a lot of research so that they can justify why they're buying the company and whether it's a viable business to buy, a profitable, sustainable business to buy. Right? So this is a kind of format. Selected kinds of retail goods and service establishments: durable goods stores, automobile stores, furniture and appliances, lumber, building and hardware group, jewelry stores, non-durable goods, apparel groups, food groups, general merchandise groups, gasoline service stations. Okay. Service establishments in laundry and dry cleaning, beauty and barber, funeral service, healthcare service. That was personal. For amusement, movie theaters, bowling, dance, golf course, tourism, etc. These are all amusement parks. Okay, water parks and amusement parks. Repair, automobile repair, car wash, consumer electronics repair, appliance repairs, service establishment, hotels, motels, trailer parks, scams. All sorts of tourism come here. Some typical financial investment for a new retail venture. So land and building, of course, use of funds. What are the things which will use your fund? Land and building, of course. Inventory, of course. Fixtures, displays, cases, storage, facilities, signs, storage facilities, signs, lighting, carpeting, etc. Equipment, cash register, marking machines, office equipment, computers, etc. Personnel, salespeople, cashiers, stock people, etc. Promotions, personal drawing accounts. Okay, what are personal drawing accounts? Basically, you will draw some money. If you're an owner, you will draw some money for your personal usage, possibly your personal savings, your insurance, your own household expenses, etc. Right? You'll draw some money there. And miscellaneous: equipment repair, trade sales, bad debts, professional wholesale credit, bank service, repayment of loans. Bad debts is a very, very important aspect of a retail venture. Where you have lost your money because you have given trades which are not repaid. Okay, so that's something to remember. And where are the source of funds? For land and building, personal savings, bank loans, commercial finance company. For inventory, personal savings, manufacturer credit, commercial finance companies, sales revenue. For fixtures, personal savings, manufacturer credit, bank loans, commercial finance companies. For equipment, also same thing: personal savings, manufacturer credit, bank loan, commercial finance company. For personal usage, your personal sales people and all that, personal savings, bank loan, and sales revenue. Promotions, personal savings and sales revenue. Personal drawing accounts, personal savings and life insurance loans. Okay. Miscellaneous, of course, personal savings, manufacturing trade plans, bank loans, commercial finance companies, and so on and so forth. Okay. Financial requirements for a used car dealer. this is a nice, this is a nice page for you to understand a little bit of finance. So 10 years lease, 60,000 per year. So 60,000 rupees there. Beginning inventory 40 cars, 10,000 rupees, so 400,000. Replacement inventory 40 cars, average cost 10,000, again 400,000. Okay. Fixture and equipment 60,000, replacement parts 75,000, personal needs 45,000. One mechanic, promotions, brochure and newspaper advertising 35,000, so on and so forth. Miscellaneous is 100,000. Profit projected 40,000. Okay. So total becomes 12,000. 12 lakh 70,000. Okay. Source of funds, personal saving 3 lakhs. Okay. First, bank loan 4 lakh 26,000. Sales revenue 5 lakh 44,000. Okay. So these are basically, this is basically an assets and liabilities sort of a statement. So what's your total outgo and what's your total incoming? Okay, so where do you get the money from? Personal savings, bank loan, and sales revenue. And where do you spend your money? You spend your money on all inventory, lease, etc., and also you need to get some profits from them. Correct. So your profit is what? Your profit is a liability, right? You have to pay it to yourself or the shareholders, right? So the above items are all liabilities, the below items are your assets. This is something that you have. Bank is giving you money, sales revenue is something that you earn. Okay. And assets should be equal to liabilities. Okay. So anyways, I would stop it here today. Okay, and let's continue on image and positioning next day. Thank you so much.